Welcome back, friends, to the Hour of Power. I have a read aloud that I'm going to do for you. This one is called The Snow Tree, and it goes perfectly with our theme of Winter Wonderland. This is a beautiful book. The Snow Tree. As you're listening to this book, I want you to think about making a movie in your mind. I'm going to show you the pictures, but I want you to also be thinking about making a movie in your mind. These pictures are still. They're not going to move. But in the story, I want you to make a movie and imagine these characters coming to life. The Snow Tree. Little Bear woke and the world was white. Where have all the colors gone? He cried, for he had never seen such a white and wintry world before. But the wind only answered with silence. Then out of the snow came Lynx. He held orange leaves in his mouth for the snow tree, he explained. So we will remember the warm glow of fall and the burning sunset of an evening sky. Look, there's a bear and there's the animal called a lynx. Next came Squirrel. She carried scarlet berries and laid them softly at Little Bear's feet. They glistened like drops of blood against the snow to remind us of flowers and fruits from the forest and fields, she said. And look, you can tell that scarlet is a fancy word for red. Bright red is a scarlet red. Blue Jay flew down with feathers held firmly in his beak. It's all I have to give, he said, but these feathers are as blue as the summer sky and the rolling waters of the river. From deep inside the frozen forest, Mink appeared. Nature's finest, she declared, adding velvet fur to the bear's collection, brown like the rich earth beneath the snow. Look at, can you name those animals? There's mink, and then we had blue jay, and squirrel, and lynx, and bear. Little Bear looked up as Raccoon came padding softly through the snow and spread fresh green shoots before him. My offering is to remind us of the green of spring, of new life after the sleep of winter. And you can see shoots are little baby green plants when they first start to grow. There's Raccoon. Reindeer moved slowly forward through the snow with purple rock piled high upon his back. Here is the color that will endure forever, he said, as purple as the mountains and the rolling clouds of thunder. Look at those purple rocks. Those look like amethysts. Amethysts are purple rocks. Bunting alighted on a nearby branch, laden down with yellow cones. I carried all I could, she said, so we won't forget the yellow corn that grows all summer long in the fields beyond the forest. And look at Bunting is the name of a bird. See Bunting there with the yellow cones? That's the second bird we have in our story. The other bird is a blue jay. Arctic fox brought icicles that sparkled silver in the frosty light, like raindrops in the sunlight. It is time to decorate the snow tree, she said, and you, Little Bear, will guard this tree all winter long. Your black fur will remind us of night's velvet darkness. Look at, they're decorating that tree. Last of all came Moose. A bright golden star hung gleaming at his neck. Set this star high upon the tree, he proclaimed. Let its light shine out for all the creatures of the forest, that they may gather to celebrate the glory of nature and the beauty of peace and friendship this Christmas time. And look at all the colors and the decorations that the animals have put on the tree? Little Bear smiled as he stood gazing at the glorious tree. The colors were back. There's the final tree. Okay, did you make a movie in your mind of this story? I want you to think about what. Okay, so that would be the characters. What were the characters in the story? They were a lynx and a bear and a blue jay and a squirrel and a raccoon and some other ones. Can you remember all of them? I want you to think about them. You can rewind this and go back and listen if you need to. What were the size of the animals? There were some animals that were very, very large in this story and some that were smaller. This story was also full of colors. First, it was just white from the wintry day, and then all the animals brought different colors from the store in the story. Number, okay, so how many animals were there all together? Shapes, what were the shapes of the things that they brought, and also the shapes that you saw in the animals? Where does this story take place? It certainly takes place in the forest, doesn't it? Was there movement? There was. The animals were, some of them flew and some of them walked. There was different movement in the story. What was the mood? I would say at first that the bear was a little bit afraid. He wasn't sure of the white world that he had woken up to. And then the mood changed as each animal decorated the tree and added parts of it. The mood changed and it became peaceful and happy. When does this story take place? What happened in the background? Okay, there was a lot of snow in the background, but there were also trees and mountains. What about the perspective? Were we up high looking down on this story? Or were we down on the ground looking up at this story? Or were we looking right at it? I think we were looking right at it. Also, did you hear any sounds in the story? Sounds of animals, perhaps, or sounds of nature? All of those things can help you to make a clearer and better movie in your mind, which will lead to amazing reading comprehension. Have a wonderful day, and I hope you will check out the other parts of Hour of Power. Remember, these videos are not live, so you can go back and listen to the stories that are in our last theme about food around the world. There also is Letter Town, which every single week we're adding new letters and sounds, and word games, which is phonemic awareness, and there's beginning to be some phonics in there too. Have a wonderful day, and I'm so glad to see you. See you next time, friends.